What is up, guys? As you can tell, I'm not back here at the laundromat. I'm actually on the interstate going to Lowe's. I came into the laundromat this morning to do a few things. I was going to work on a bill validator. I was going to work on some dryers, and I was going to cycle my water heater through to make sure it was, working right. Because it's been a pain in the butt to get that thing programmed. Not saying anything bad about the company I got it off of. I've just not had the time to dedicate to it. That was what today was going to be. I was going to dedicate that time. But what I come into, originally I went back to this location to check to see if a couple of washers had been unplugged. People like to come in there, unplug them, use them for their phones, because that's what you should do in a laundromat. But I went back there to check them. Sure enough, they was unplugged, but I kept hearing like a hissing of water. And at first I was like, well, it's a machine. So I started pinching off the hoses, thinking it was a stuck valve. And once I found it, I was going to fix it. Well, none of that worked. So I got my light out, checked in the back, behind the bulkhead. The bulkhead juts out from the east, or juts out from the wall, and the leak is actually in the wall. You can see it pissing out everywhere. And it's just the smallest pinhole leak. So I'm on my way to Lowe's right now to get some epoxy seal. I'm going to epoxy it, and then I'm going to put a clamp, a rubber clamp over it. I'm going to get a couple of things of epoxy. This is my first pinhole that I've had up there, and I don't think there've been any other pinholes. Because I can't see no obvious repairs or anything like that. So I'm hoping this is an isolated issue. But to bring this full circle, this is exactly why I did what I did with this laundromat. I'm just going to be frank with you. I bought it with the uncertainty of it, if we were going to keep it. I wanted to test the waters to see how it was an hour away from home, what systems I could put in place, which, I already got systems, and if it was going to be feasible. If I could get it and start turning around with what it has now, then if I invest the money to put newer equipment, I'm not sure I could swing new equipment and make it a profitable business. But if I could swing it, with the equipment it has, then I can put newer equipment in there and, do pretty good. But I got about 8 months to really figure this out. And the reason is, I didn't want to make a huge investment in something an hour away that I wasn't sure I was going to keep yet. Still not sure we're going to keep it. We have 3 exit strategies. The last exit strategy is trying to sell it. That's going to be the worst. I don't think we'll go that route. First exit strategy is to part it all out. Just pull up, part it all out, and maybe try to start some kind of business there in selling used equipment, buying, selling used equipment. But that's just one of them thoughts. Exit 2 would be pull it out. I have another location in mind that I could throw these in and right off the hit have another laundromat, but in a different town. So I've got 3 exit strategies. But I also have, the strategy of if it's doing good by the time that I've allotted, and I'm not saying good as in, putting thousands of dollars in my pocket every month, but, on an upwards trend that I can track and all that stuff, and I can tell that it's going good and all the demographics are in place, etc., then we'll look at seeing if we want to retool this business. But anyway, that's beside the point. That's why these are just getting temporary fixes, and not, you know, me cutting out pipe and resoldering in joints and all that stuff. So we're just going to temporarily, you know, fix this. If you've got pitting in one place, you more than likely have it in another one. I guesstimate this stuff's about 23, 24 years old. And the lifespan of copper is 20 to 50 years, just depending. But I'll show you more of that later. I'm going to try to keep the camera on all day. I've just been very, very busy with stuff. This week my little girl's been sick, so I stayed home with her. You know, we still never figured out what was wrong with her. She ran a fever for 3 days, had a rash, and other than that, nothing. So, but she's fine now. I said Lowe's was about 10 minutes away. Looks like Lowe's is about 7 minutes away. So I mean, hopefully with this epoxy, I've got the store closed right now. Hopefully with this epoxy, it sets in 20 minutes, cures in an hour. I'll be back in business by maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock. But I'm going to have stuff on hand to fix this. Fortunately, I came up here today, and this wasn't a, you know, real developed leak. But I'm sure I would have got phone calls from the neighbor once it started coming over there. But it does look like they went, when they built this, and did a mortar seam all the way down that wall. And I've seen that with several laundromats. They'll do a mortar seam along the wall. On the opposite side, I have a firewall, which is all block. But on this other side, it's steel studs and everything. And they did a mortar joint all the way down it. So hopefully there wasn't any water that, you know, seeped over into there. If there is, I'm sure I'll hear about it. But that's what insurance is for, if they, you know, want to take it that route. But it was just I'd say no more than 2 gallons of water leaked out, if that. But I'm here at Lowe's. We'll pick it up back up here in a minute. We'll catch you then. Alrighty, back out of here from Lowe's. We're back out of Lowe's finally, rather yet. Here is what I've got. Since this is in a T, got this JB water weld. And I guess this video is reversed, isn't it? So if I can, I'll flip it if I know how. Strength up to 1300 psi, set time 25 minutes, cure time 1 hour, cure color off-white. I don't care about the color. Cut and remove the required amount. Thoroughly knead, like all, you know, JB weld. But you can use it on fiberglass, PVC, copper and brass, iron, aluminum, tub and shower, drains, marines and boats, potable water tanks, and fuel tanks. Does not really say anything about when you should turn the water on. So I'll probably give it, you know, 30 minutes and try that. But I also got this for future repairs. This is JB fiber weld up to 1 inch hoses. And then I've got a band clamp. Worst case scenario, cut that in half, you know, singe it on there. And then what I'll do is I'll pick up some, or I'll get my copper kits. I'm working on my trailer right now to get it to where I can mobilize. You know, if I have problems, I mobilize between all the laundromats and have all my tools with me. You know, I've not got a torch, I've not got solder, I've not got flux, I've not got anything. You like my clip-on sunglasses, don't you? These are my hater blockers. My eBay hater blockers. But anyways, so that's the plan for now. That's how I'm going to temporarily fix this problem. If I continue to have this problem, this may be a decision that we that decides whether or not, you know, we keep the laundromat or not. All right, so I'm back here at the laundromat. I've got everything I need. I've got sandpaper, a clean towel. Here's what I'm dealing with. It's right down there where my light's flashing, or where my light's shining. It's a really small pinhole leak. So I'll set you up, show you what I'm gonna do. It honestly smells like people's been peeing back here over the years. I really hope that's not the case. You know? But you know how people are, unfortunately. Trying to get the light set up to where, you know, you can see we can see what I'm working with, see what I'm doing. There we go, perfect. Alrighty, so alrighty, here's what that stuff looks like. You need it around, you know, like so. Hopefully it'll cure underwater. I think it will. It'll start warming up. I think it's the first time I've ever used gloves on this channel. Big surprise there, huh? Anyways, let's sandpaper it up here. Like I said, we gotta rough it up. Obviously no water went across to the neighbors because he's out there right now. He's not said a word, but I don't volunteer information. Okay, so clean this off the best we can. And I think once we apply this, it should seal that water leak. Well, let's let that sit for a little bit and then we'll come back and revisit it. What is up, guys? Just leaving the original laundromat, the first laundromat, whatever you want to call it. I did not get to finish my repair video. Wasn't a how-to repair video. This is just a temporary fix that I was doing so I could you know, not have to shut down. I didn't have all my tools with me, so I'll go back and I'll section that out. I'll put in another joint of pipe right there with a couple of couplings and a new joint, a section of pipe. But the video I did take doesn't look good at all. You can't tell nothing. I tried the epoxy first. I was kind of hesitant about it. I didn't figure it'd work. It will not work if there's any kind of water intrusion. So I ended up scrapping that idea, and I bought another kit. I don't know if I showed it or not, but it's for up to 2 inches in diameter, and it's supposed to repair 1 to 2 inch long cracks. So, you know, this just being a peephole, this stuff, you open the package, you dip it down in water for 5 to 10 seconds, that activates the resin. You wrap the pipe, then you come back with another wrap, kind of like an ace bandage almost, re-wrap it. This stuff sets up and expands. It's an expanding foamish type of stuff, sealing off the pipe, and that fixed the leak for right now. So I'm definitely going to get some more of it. So, you know, just for having an emergencies. But just wanted to kind of get on here in this video, since I really didn't get to finish it. But that's part of owning a laundromat. Well, I guess that's part of owning 2 laundromats and working a full-time job. You gotta have those quick fixes in place. That way, you know, when you do get the time that you can allot, you know, on top of my little girl being sick last week, you got to find that time to allot to these projects to get them fixed. But thank you all for watching. God bless. We'll catch you later.